Vince Lombardi once said, "Winning is not a sometime thing. It's an all-time thing. You don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time." Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. I've learned in my career I'm only as good as the tools I use.
12 for Levi Morgan.
One chance, one moment, one shot.
We don't build these bows to be different. We build them to be better. We're the outsiders, the mavericks, the fearless. We forge our own path. We're not chasing anyone, but we know what they're running from. It's an obsession, and the obsessed never rest.
Hello everyone and welcome to CAM's continuing coverage, enhanced coverage of the 2019 Vegas shoot from the South Point Hotel and Casino right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Greg White, and yeah, scoring happened already today. There are scores in the books, and some shooters shot 300s in the championship class that's open, and some did not. So what are you gonna do? But it's exciting from Las Vegas. There's more archery to come in the next couple of days, and our enhanced coverage continues today. We thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, we're going to have a couple guests on the show. One of them is going to be 18-year-old recurve sensation who shoots the USA Archery team. Jack Williams will be here, so if you have any questions, feel free to start shooting them off to us. And also, we're going to have one of the shooters that shot a 300 today and also in years past has been in the Lucky Dog, Aaron Tedford, who shoots that gearhead bow. We're going to talk to Aaron Tedford as well. So if you have any questions about recurve compound, Vegas, whatever, go ahead and send those out. Now, of course, when you're here, there's over 3,700 competitors shooting this weekend. And you're focused on your actual match, right? But there's so much other stuff going on here at the Vegas shoot, including what's going on behind me right now, which is Break the Barriers. That's a spectacular event. But last night was something really, really special. It's when young shooters get to hang out with pro shooters. And it's called Practice with the Pros. And here's more on that.
It's just so awesome, and it's so neat to see the kids out here shooting. I started coming to Vegas when I was about 9 or 10, so I remember when I was these kids, or I were these kids. And so it's just really neat to see all the new kids coming in and then being able to be out here and help them and answer questions and just spend some time with them.
You know, all of us pros were their age once, and we all looked up to the pros, so it's nice seeing and like giving back to like what we were, and they're all fun and smiling.
This is definitely very important for them to come down and shoot with some of the best in the world and really, feel, included in the group. And I know I was in this group not too long ago, and it definitely feels great to be one of the kids in this group, seeing all these like really big names and feeling in place with them.
It just goes to show that the pros are just like they are. They're people.
Right.
They make mistakes. They put in the effort. They joke around just like everybody else does. And it's really neat to see that they can really focus and do this stuff too.
So your pros here, who's your favorite one you shot with so far?
There's a lot. I don't know. George Riles.
George Riles. Why do you like him?
I don't know.
Did he teach you a couple things?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I could really pick a favorite because they were all pretty fun, but I would have to say Big Cat's personally my favorite.
Are they picking your brains for archery things, or they just want to hang out?
It's probably about 50-50. Some of them just want to hang out and talk, and then the other ones come up and they're like, I have questions. And so it's just interesting to see, you know, what they want to know.
Oh, it's just kind of, shoot, have fun. This doesn't mean anything for score, so just having fun with the kids, if they have any questions or just joke around pretty much.
Did they give you some tips, the pros, or did you just have fun shooting with them? What did you like about it?
I kind of just had fun shooting with them, like just relaxing, kind of shooting. That was it.
If it's some good advice that I could definitely learn from, then I'll definitely be listening into what they're saying.
You just have to have a good time, and they're here to have a good time, and some of them are shy, and then you get some that are really outgoing, and it's just trying to break through and ask them the right questions and make them feel comfortable.
It's kind of weird because it's like, all these kids come up to you and ask for pictures and autographs, and it's like, it's super cute because, I was like that before, and it's just awesome. They're so innocent, and a lot of them can even shoot better than us half the time.
My first Vegas was, I think, only 5 years ago, and I came down and had Rio and Brady, and I was amazed just shooting next to them, and it's definitely a big step for them.
So I want to make sure that I am, a good person, and I handle myself in a good way, and that everything is good. So I want to feel worthy of them looking up to me.
And I was at that event last night. It was absolutely spectacular. But one of the archers that was there, pros that was in that feature, is Jack Williams. So we're going to welcome him now. Come on up here, Mr. There you go. What's up, man? Good to see you. So, Jack, you are 18 years old, the pride of Irvine, California, the pride of Orange County. You're on the USA national team. Where do you live right now, and what are you doing in terms of training, that type of stuff?
Yeah, right now I'm in Chula Vista, so right near San Diego, and we're basically training full-time, getting ready we have our big Pan American Game, World Championship, Tokyo test event, and that's all one team, so we have a big trial coming up for that. So
now, of course, Olympics are down the road, and so the majority of the time you're shooting at 70 meters. So let's shift gears and talk about indoor. How much indoor training do you get to do, and do you like indoor?
I've basically had full indoor, training until today is, this tournament is basically my last
indoor event.
Indoor event, indoor training. So Lancaster, through this, I've been all indoor, and so really getting ready for indoor.
And speaking of Lancaster, last time we saw you on Cam's coverage, you won the recurve division. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Also, let's talk about your equipment, different from indoor to outdoor. What do you do that's different with your recurve bow?
So as you guys might have saw at Lancaster, I was shooting big old fatties, get all the 11s, catch those lines, and it really paid off for the Lancaster shoot. But for this shoot, I'm not really going for 11s or X's. I'm going more for just getting overall in the 10 ring, consistent scores. So I've been shooting my X10s for this event and the outdoor season going next year, just get ready early for that.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
Hit
it strong.
Because it doesn't matter if it's indoor, you're still kind of have that same sensation.
Yeah, it's all
the
same shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how'd you do today?
Sitting in 8th right now, 295.
Okay.
So I'm happy with that. Only 3 points out of first, so I think it'll be good D.
295 with a recurve bow is very, very strong. So we still have 2 more days of competition, obviously.
Yeah.
So you feel 295 is right in the wheelhouse, right?
295 is probably low end. So if I do a couple, the next 2 days a bit higher than that, very in the cards.
So we have some questions. People are sending some questions in. So you want to answer some questions?
Yeah, sure. We can go through.
All right. So this one comes from LaMarcus Lopez. There's been a lot of changes in U.S. recurve men's team over the past few years. You're 18. Are you thinking of the Olympics?
I mean, yeah. Obviously the end goal is always the Olympics and doing as many Olympics as you possibly can.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And,
there's that.
You don't want to just get in, get out, do one Olympics. Brady's already done 3, going on 4 for Tokyo, so definitely always want to be in the Olympics.
If you get to the Olympics, are tattoos in your future? You're going to start doing rings and things?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I got you on that one. All right, another question. This one's from D. Giles, I believe. The Vegas shoot is very compound focused. Do you think that recurves get enough coverage here? Really good question.
Definitely the compound is where all the money is, they're after contingencies almost pushing 100 grand
Yeah.
for winning.
Yeah.
Recurve is not there yet, but I think we're definitely getting there with recurve coverage and representing the recurve categories building. We have all these practice with the pros now had recurves in it. I remember when I first started practice with the pros, there was no recurve.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Well, take us back in time. So you're 18 years old, but you've done this, what, 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so at one point, obviously you were a kid and now you're the person to look up to. How important is practice with the pros? Like how important is it, or how good is it for parents to make sure that they take their kids to be able to shoot with pros?
Yeah, practice with the pros is definitely a great opportunity for the kids to feel really special. They get to shoot down in the arena here and really be in with the same people that they see up on the posters and on all the ads, and it's really something special for the kids.
Weird for you to now be the person that they look up to?
A little bit, yeah. Having like all these random kids come up and they know exactly who I am and sign my shirt. It's really cool.
So let's go ahead and talk about Lancaster really quickly. Has winning Lancaster brought you any more notoriety? Like, what have the comments been here?
Definitely walking around everywhere is, congratulations on Lancaster,
That's
good job,
awesome.
and a ton of handshakes, and definitely, people notice what goes on everywhere.
So behind us, this is going to transform on Sunday, the shoot-off stage. Lights are going to dim, they're going to build some stuff. What would it mean for you to be able to get from 8th place and be able to come and shoot on this stage for the top prize in recurve?
It would be amazing to get out there on the stage, win big in Vegas and really hit off the year strong, going off. That would be 2 wins, and then that would just be great for going into outdoor.
Well, the good news is you're 18 years old, so even if you win all that money, you can't gamble it, can you? You're out. You got to be 21 to gamble here.
Just got to go save it, I guess. Darn.
Which also brings us to the point of this. When you come to Vegas, a lot of people say when they do gamble, by the way, if you did gamble, what would you want to play?
Definitely cards.
All right, cards.
Yeah.
So when you talk about cards, people often say they want to beat the house. Well, we decided to take that a step further and talk about archery in Vegas and beating archery. Take a look at this one.
The biggest thing that I do to try to minimize Vegas is I try to treat it like any other tournament. The gambling, the casino, it draws you in, and like the dinner with friends and stuff, it's like you're being pulled in so many different directions, and I really think the key to a good performance in Vegas is to put the archery first, and that's why I'm here right when it opens.
I try to breathe a lot to help me get focused and relax a little bit.
Just try and keep your timing the same. That's the biggest thing, not try and panic too much about it. I just tell myself not to miss it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I always like to walk down in the arena and just remember that it's just an arena and that it's nothing special about it, and that when you peel away the carpet, it's just dirt, so it kind of brings the pressure down a little bit.
Try not to panic. I think Vegas isn't any harder than any other tournament other than we make it harder on ourselves. And so if you can just try to think of Vegas as any other event and not put the extra pressure on yourself because you're here at Vegas, I think that'll help you perform well.
When I shoot in the mornings, I'll go get ice cream after I shoot, and then I'll go get like the burrito stand.
I like trying American food every time I come here, so I make sure that I have at least 1 burger per day and Fruit Loops. I need to start the day with Fruit Loops.
Eat bagels in the morning.
We like to go to Nothing But Cakes is right now. That's what I like.
Sushi. There is like an all-you-can-eat sushi place, and I make sure I go there every time before shooting. It's just like $20, all you can eat. Steve was like, no, don't eat fish before shooting, but I'm like, I shot good last year, and I had that, so I might have.
The more brain dead you are here, the better. The more you try to prepare, the more you try to think about here, the worse I do, because it's standing at 20 yards and shooting the same dot over and over and over, so there's really nothing to think about.
Don't come down trying to win, expecting to win, all that kind of stuff. Just come down and try to duplicate perfection.
So I would tell myself, to try to, think back on how it was the first time you got here when you had no expectations and you probably shot the best you ever have.
I haven't figured it out yet. I've been here 22 years and haven't won it.
but it's my favorite shoot of the year, and I always make sure that I'm here.
There you go, some great insight. Well, Jack Williams mentioned through the question that we got from the viewer that it is pretty compound-centric here at the Vegas shoot, and with good reason. I mean, in the flights class, over 1,300 competitors just in men's compound flights, not men's compound flights. But championship class is the big one for compound, so we thought we would bring in a guy who cleaned it today. Please welcome to the stage Aaron Tedford. Aaron, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Greg?
Good to have you here.
Yeah, good to be here.
So let's get to it. How'd today go? You shot 300, right? So we know you're at least in the mix 1/3 of the way.
Yeah, it's good. You know, you got to come here, game plan, follow through. And today I followed through and got a 300. So
how many competitors, as the lines are done now, shot 300s heading into tomorrow?
68, I believe.
Now you've been to the shoot quite a while. You actually used to shoot compound with your fingers and were a stud and everything. But is 68 a big number for people that cleaned it? Because it seems a little small.
It is, yeah, it is. It's been higher in the past, but it's definitely been lower in the past. So I think it's about an average number.
Okay, all right, so average number.
But for the record attendance, it seems a little low.
So $53,000 to win that class today if you're up on your dues with NFAA and all that stuff, plus contingency money. Now, is that something that goes through your mind before you're shooting? You know, that 300, I've got to clean today, I've got to clean tomorrow, or is it more just about cleaning the day?
Well, it's more about one arrow at a time.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
so that's where it boils down to. Every guy down there is capable of winning.
Yeah.
So nobody's thinking about the money or nobody thinking they have a huge advantage. It's all about who's going to have a really good weekend, who's going to really be strong mentally. So, I mean, it's not about the money. If it was about the money, we would all be somewhere else.
Good point. Yeah. Now, so what happens is that any of the pros that shoot in this class, if they shoot 900s, they automatically go to the shoot-offs, which is Sunday night, which we'll have coverage starting at 5:30 Pacific time. But for all of those archers that shoot 899s, drop 1 point, they go to a Lucky Dog shoot-off. So you have been to the Lucky Dog shoot-off before. So tell us, how does it work? Like, when do you do the Lucky Dog, and then how does it work?
So on Sunday, everybody who shot an 899 stands up there right when the line's done. I mean, they pull targets, hang Lucky Dog targets. Right when it's done, you stand up, shoot one arrow. If it's an X, you move on to the next round, and the next round is inside out proceeds. So it goes really fast. It's like usually 3, 4, 5 ins and it's over.
Yeah, so normal scoring, if you touch a line, you get the higher value. On inside out scoring, if you touch the line, you get the lower value, isn't that right? So the pressure's on that
so
one.
So you gotta shoot your arrow inside like a dime-sized X.
Wow.
So, I mean, I know a few guys have done it. Mark Gruber did it one year.
Yeah.
Josh Schaff did it one year. You know, Dave Cousins did it a few years back. But then you got Chris Perkins and Sergio Pagni, the winners lately. So it's really, Lucky Dog's really interesting lately.
Yeah.
It's almost like, you know, guys are starting to think, you know, maybe have a bad attitude towards the Lucky Dog.
Yeah, right.
Things like that. So.
Well, speaking of that, Chris Perkins dropped the point today, so he's got to clean out. But we have a question here from Lee Gaines, wants to know, first day, is it the easier or is it the harder of the days?
Oh boy, the first day I would say is probably one of the last day is always the hardest, no matter what. So I would say the first day is one of the easier days.
Okay.
Yeah, you're here, you're fresh. You know, the last day, it's your third day, you're really close. You change bails on the last day.
Oh yeah.
You know, the first 2 days you're with the same guys, you get comfortable. Last day, hands down, it's got to be the hardest.
And look, checking the statistics that we have coming in, 2018 only 52 were clean after day one, and 58 in 2017 were clean. All right, so Katie Perry wants to know, Katie, thanks for watching, big fan of your stuff. What do you do with your 300 target? And that's actually kind of a really cool thing here in Vegas.
Yeah, so after 5 ends, you have to change your target and put another target up. In years past, you didn't have to, so everybody only had one target usually.
Okay. Yep.
So if you shoot a 300, you always have 2 targets, which is kind of nice because you can hang one at your bow sponsor, your arrow sponsor, or something like that. So it's kind of cool. You get to spread out your targets. A lot of companies have stamps on them, official 300s, things like that. So it's pretty fun. A lot of, you know, it's pretty. You should be pretty proud of a 300. It's pretty, you know, I mean, a lot of guys, that's what they come here to do, and if you get one, it's pretty exciting.
I don't have any sponsors, really. So last year I shot a 300 and I literally went around and said, hey, you can help me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I hang my target in your
hey.
booth? But no, you know, there's some other companies. Hoyt does a good job. They have a wall.
Yeah,
and all
they
that
do a
kind
really
of
good
stuff.
job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Gearhead, because a lot of people don't know much about Gearhead bow, but it is really spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We're really taking off. This is the third year where we've been real serious about selling the bows and getting out there and pushing them at these tournaments. We have 20-some shooters here this year. 2 of us are in the championship class. We have 3 guys in the top 4 in the bow hunter class.
Oh, that's awesome.
Josh Schaff shot a 299 with a 24-inch axle-to-axle bow.
Wow. 24 inch.
Yep. Justin Ertl shot a 299 in the bow hunter class, and Mark Wagner. That was the other one. Shot a 299. So they're fighting for a huge contingency. Gearhead's always wanted to prove we build the most accurate hunting bow on the market and the best hunting bow on the market. Last year, Eric Griggs won it with a hunting bow, and this year those guys are fighting for the $10,000 prize of, you know, the contingency. So they're fighting hard.
And
too.
you going for $53,000.
Yeah, 53.
All right. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you joining us. Stay clean, all right, through the next 2 days, because I definitely want to talk about you on Sunday night. Now, new for 2019 is actually a class that has a lot of people very excited. It's Barebow recurve flights. Here's more on that. It's PJ and, of course, Barebow stud John Demmer.
All right, so we're down here on the floor where the Barebow Recurve Flights division just finished shooting. This is brand new, a division for the Vegas shoot this year. I got John Demmer here with us, and John is going to tell us all about how this came to be. John, because you were an integral part of making this happen.
Yeah, we just decided one year, like, we just asked the NFAA, you know, some of the members, like, if we could get a Barebow recurve class. It didn't matter if it was championship or flight. And they said, well, you guys fit into the class that we have now. And we kind of do and we don't at the same time. But they said, if you continue to show up, show support, bring us some numbers, we'll give you an opportunity. Yeah. So here we are, 5 years later. We had enough last year for them to give us the opportunity. They did. We had 156 signed up. Wow. First year. Absolutely incredible. I mean, we pretty much filled this whole side. This whole side was just Barebow recurve for this morning.
And to be clear, NFAA Barebow, well, describe what NFAA Barebow is.
So NFAA Barebow, to keep it simple, is for the most part just a pro compound. Shoot it, take the sight off and shoot with fingers. You can have a V-bar set up. You can have a clicker. I think you can have a bow level too. So it's pretty much the basic is compound pro, shot with fingers and no sight.
And you wanted to go to Barebow recurve. Why, and what equipment restrictions did you want?
We were just hoping to get the opportunity to like streamline a class that would benefit everybody really. It would benefit NFAA, it would benefit USA, Lancaster, Vegas, because they could pick up the same bow and just travel anywhere and just shoot it. That's been our biggest problem is some shoots we fit in, some shoots we don't. Some shoots we have to aim different, some shoots we don't. So that was the whole purpose, is just trying to get it streamlined. I think that's what helps the success a lot. Yeah.
So show us your bow there and show us what is unique about this that is streamlined with the rules, as you were saying.
So like I said, they took over. They gave us a Barebow recurve class, which is they gave us the opportunity to shoot under World Archery Barebow. So World Archery Barebow, you have the 12.2 centimeter ring. To put it in simple terms, it's the gold on a 122 centimeter target. Gotcha. So it's like just under or just over 4 3/4 inches. So it's just imaginary ring that fits over this. Right. It might look a little bit big, but I have probably about this much clearance on it. Okay. And so you got some counterbalances, you know, pretty much just a rest, a plunger, and that's about it for the Barebow recurve. So you can string walk this class, so you don't have to shoot up against a knock. Right. Yep.
So you take that ring, and if they can work that ring and your bow fits inside of it, you're good.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there are some technical rules, like you can't have any weights above the grip. They always got to be below. Just simple stuff like that. But for the most part, yeah, it's pretty much the ring rule.
So I think you were telling me that in just 3 years it grew, but you got 3 times the number of archers, or maybe it was last year. I can't remember the numbers you gave me.
Yeah, we started, I think the first year we shot Barebow, the compound, the championship flight, or the championship class. We had, I don't know, 50 or 60, and they told us, well, if we keep bringing up numbers, we'll give you an opportunity. Then we hit like 70, 80, 90, and then we hit 90. I think we had 50 or 55 recurve shooters, and they said, okay, that's probably enough, because they were hoping for 40.
Yeah.
So the first official announcement was based everything on a 40, and we ended up getting 156. So we blew out their expectations. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Who would have thought?
So John, to take us out, we got to talk about the tape that we're wearing here on our face. This is the JD3 signature Barebow tape. What is it, and tell us about your cool little logo there.
So yeah, as a Barebow archer, we have a higher anchor because we're using the arrow to aim with. So we might be here, we might be here, and what that does is it gets the knock closer to the nose, and a lot of times we just clip it. So most of us, we use tape to prevent bleeding and stuff like that. So this tape was designed. Rob had an idea one time. He's like, I'm watching half the Barebow archers shoot with tape anyway, so let's try to do something pretty cool and try to get like a signature out there. So that's what we gave it a shot, see how it goes. So we tried to come up with some kind of logo that had like kind of like a superhero type theme. So we tried to get some kind of emblem going and the initials. So it came out pretty good.
And it's JD3 because you're John Demmer III.
Yes, and we got the top part of it's a nice little recurve.
JD3 Barebow tape. We got the new Barebow flights, Barebow recurve flights at the Vegas shoot this year. We're going to see how things finish out. Back to you.
Make sure you want to check out all the scores for all 3,700 plus archers here this weekend. Go to IANSEO.net. That's IANSEO.net. And at the top, you'll see the Vegas shoot. So you can check out scores for anyone that you may know that's here in Vegas. But please, don't bother looking up my score for day one. It's just an absolute total disaster. But that's where you want to go. And all those scores will be rotating throughout the weekend so you can check out your favorite archer. All right, well, practice continues here for breaking the barriers and some of the biggest names in archery down there. I see Jesse Broadwater's down there, Rio Wild as well. We want to tell you about our continuing coverage, enhanced cam coverage, coming at you tomorrow, same time, 5 p.m. East, 8 p.m. on the east side. That'll be Saturday and Sunday. PJ Riley will be hosting because beginning at 8 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow night, 11 o'clock on the East Coast, we'll have the World Archery Indoor World Series. The gold medal matches for those 4 classes. It'll be men, women, in compound and recurve. And in compound, can Jesse Broadwater make it in? And can he score his 4th win in a row? It's going to be interesting to see how that all pans out. And then Sunday, we're going to have the shoot-offs right here in the arena as well. And that coverage will begin at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So you don't want to miss the Vegas shoot-offs. In that big class, we talked about it, $53,000 the purse, plus you add in contingency money. You could see a shooter, maybe a first-time winner, stand down on that stage with contingency checks of over $100,000 for 3 days of work. But we still have 2 more days of competition remaining, and they shoot at different times. So we've only had 110 archers in the history of this tournament shoot perfect 900 scores across all classes. Will there be archers that do it in the flights? Will there be archers that do it in the championship class? We have yet to find out, but we're definitely looking forward to it. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. Make sure that you share this with everyone that you can, and keep your eyes locked on World Archery's YouTube channel, Lancaster Archery, and all the different places that we're going to have coverage. Sportsman's channels, Facebook, it's going to be everywhere. Trust me. Fantastic stuff from this event. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this show. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, right here from the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the 2019 Vegas Shoot. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Vince Lombardi once said, winning is not a sometime thing. It's an all-time thing. You don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. I've learned in my career I'm only as good as the tools I use.
12 for
Levi Morgan.
One chance, one moment, one shot.
We don't build these bows to be different. We build them to be better. We're the outsiders, the mavericks, the fearless. We forge our own path. We're not chasing anyone, but we know what they're running from. It's an obsession, and the obsessed never rest.